Hello and welcome. This is a quick overview of the steps you would take to submit a case study for an upcoming ECHO session. So for the ECHO series for Tier 1, you would go to behavioralliance.org/Tier 1 ECHO/ to get to the resource landing page for all session materials. And if you click here, you will have your session participant guide, and this is the easiest way to access the link to submit a case study. So here you'll see it says sign up here. You'll go ahead and select that, and that will take you to the form to submit a case study. So to go through this, you will just fill out your information, and so I'll just put a test name here, test@gmail.com, and then you'll select the date that you would prefer to share your case study. So for example, if you wanted to do something about behavior definitions and levels, let's say your team was having a disagreement about different behaviors and whether they should be classroom managed versus office managed, you might want to select this date as your first, and then perhaps this one is a second. Then you'll go to the next page. It says you will receive a confidential individual number so that it'll protect your identity and keep things confidential. And then you'll go through here and just list your different information. So the first question is about how can the Hub and Network team help? And so this first box is to really list out what are the details of the situation. So you would list that your challenge is with the behavior definitions. So that's the action item. Where are you now? You could list out what are the steps that you've taken so far. And where are you experiencing difficulty or disagreement? Where do you need to go? And then, of course, just identifying that very specific question, how can we help? What is the specific thing that you are hoping for advice or guidance on? And you'll fill that out in the text boxes here. What strategies and interventions have you already used? So what types of things have you already tried? Have you tried hearing the person out? Have you tried voting? Have you tried getting feedback from the students or other stakeholders? And why did it work or why did it not work? You'll list that in this box here. What resources do you currently have available at your school? So how often do you have meetings? What are the different roles on the teams? How is team attendance? Do you currently have any manuals in place or documents that are in place that might be contributing to challenges that you're having or assisting in the solutions? You'll list that in this box. And then any additional information that you want your community of practice to know, such as dynamics amongst the team or the school community or things like that that might help people give advice. And then you will submit that, and that will be sent to your Hub team members and your facilitator for them to review. And then they'll reach out to you to schedule a meeting to go over the information that you shared and then to populate the actual slides that will be used during the session. So keep in mind when you're filling out that form, that's just kind of your brainstorming form to give information. All the information that will be actually presented during the case study presentation will be filled out on this slide deck with your Hub team member or facilitator. So some of it can be copied directly, some might just be rephrased to make sure there's a common understanding. The questions are exactly the same as in the form. How can the Hub and ECHO network help? Where are you now? Where do you need to go? The identified action item. What challenges are you facing? What's worked and not worked? What resources are available? Additional background information. Whenever you are actually presenting the case study information, you can either choose to present the case study information yourself, or you can ask that one of the Hub team members present the information for you. That really helps with anonymity, or if you're just not comfortable sharing in front of a large group, whatever you're most comfortable with, we are fine with. And then whenever it's actually time for the live session, that information will be shared. There'll be time for the community of practice to ask clarifying questions in the chat box, and then time for the community of practice and the hub team to provide suggestions or interventions. And then someone from the hub team will be taking notes that will be shared with you after the conclusion of the echo session. That way you can implement that right away. If you have any additional questions about the process for submitting a case study, preparing for a case study presentation, or the actual case study presentation, you can email BASC, BASC @clemson.edu. Reach out to your district behavior coordinator or your BASC point of contact. Anyways, I hope that you found this helpful and that you'll consider submitting a case study for an upcoming echo session. Thank you.